All right, so this is going to be a shock to a lot of people, but this is what the do looks like without a hat on. I realize that I have not filmed without some kind of head covering on since I think February, and it is quite a contrast. I don't even recognize myself on my old videos, and I think I'm actually going to keep going in this direction. I haven't trimmed it, touched it, done anything with it since February, and this is the end result. Anyway, coming up in this video, just some odds and ends of things that I've filmed over the past couple of weeks. I really haven't got my button gear like I need to. I did do an oil change and rotate the tires on this thing, but I still need to do the front drive shaft or figure out what's going on there. But I have been able to do some interesting things, so I'm going to show some clips in there. Quick clip of my girlfriend's XJ, and I think I'm going to film some of what we do to that as we get into a little bit more of that build, because she wants to make it an overland rig. So I'll touch on that a little bit probably. And then just some other odds and ends that I need to do. Now that I'm back, you know, there's things that I got to do over her place, like chop wood, organize stuff. And then I've just started selling some of the smaller items here in my house, but I really haven't gotten into gear on doing that either. But during that time, I was able to do some fun stuff. My buddy from California flew in. He was in Georgia already, so he flew over here to North Carolina to visit me last weekend. So we got a hold of a few different rifles and just got to shoot some paper. Then we went out on the muddy trails, some easy ones because I'm still only in two-wheel drive on this thing. And then he took me up in his plane, so I filmed some of that as well. That was super exciting for me. I've never been up front in a cockpit in a private plane. I've always taken, you know, a business jet or a business plane the few times that I have done it, or a Piper Cub where you're sitting in the back seat, or a P3 trainer, but never up in the cockpit. So it's just more of this is what I've been up to video, and to let you know that I do have some more videos coming, overland related, XJ related, because the end goal still is, how can I live out of this thing throughout the year, on and off, and sustain myself? So that's the goal for next year, and then beyond that, we'll be taking it another step. So it's going to be a work in process. I can't just jump into this. I did jump into my 7 months, but now that I'm back and the money's running out, I need to figure out and work to make ends meet so that I can get back in this thing and enjoy more adventures out on the road. Anyway, hope you like the few clips that I have coming up, and stay tuned, and thanks for watching.
Hey, let's just stop for a second. Hey, bring us some sandwiches or something. Oil pressure's good. All green. This is going to be tricky if we have to. Really? We're not getting out of where we are. Our option is going forward. Nope. No! We're going straight. I had it in my Jeep, my 84 CJ. Mm-hmm. It's just an inline 6, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I already things, and because the same thing. I had a head gasket. It's you. That's the one that drove across from Colorado. Reliable. So I got, and with air conditioning, which would have been great.
That's where you put the top down.
Yeah.
Mine. Anthony's. Piper Arrow. Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome day for a flight.
Check that. Aileron's got a pin. Got a pin. Flaps are good. Static port is good.
So we made it to Mount Airy, which is only about a 45 minute drive from where I'm at, I think. Maybe a little bit less. So it was a quick flight, but we're going to tie this down, take a vehicle into Mount Airy, maybe grab something to eat, no drinking for him, and head back. Here we have one of our native animals here. young there, huh?
Yeah. Clear prop!
So that was pretty awesome. So he just dropped me off, and somewhere back there is going to take right off. So just head back to the Jeep and head out of here. So kind of cool, just a little excursion, not too far away. Lunch in Mount Airy, little flight, never seen Greensboro and Winston-Salem from this type of view. So that was really awesome. Just met somebody on Facebook to sell somebody something to. I'm going to start posting a lot more things on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, on eBay, and just pretty much unload everything that I have that is not of value to me at this moment. And that would include, you know, parts and things for the Jeep, my tools, and then everything that I would use for overlanding. I really don't want to have anything that basically I don't get anything out of, and that includes just looking at something on a wall when I can sell it and have a few bucks for it. There's a lot to do. Right now I'm heading over to my girlfriend's place. There is a lot of firewood that needs to be chopped there. We have a bunch of logs sitting on pallets for the last couple of years. I'll show you what all that looks like. It's quite a bit of wood for what we burn, and we kind of just burn it for ambiance. We don't even burn it for heat. We just like having a fire in the fireplace. So that's a chore that I need to take care of today, and then spend some time with her and head back home and really just start motoring through stuff. There's a lot going on, a lot on my mind. You know, it's not all roses. It takes work. It's not easy. There is some worry in there. I'm probably not worrying as much as I should, because I know whatever happens, I'm going to get myself out of it. I'll figure it out. I've got support from friends and family as well, so, you know, it's always nice to fall back on that. But there is a lot of stuff. If there are any questions that you have about how are you doing this, how are you going to manage that, you know, leave them in the comments. I'll answer those, and maybe even do a video about it too. I'm going to start putting more videos out there about some of that extra stuff. Maybe some people are interested, some aren't, about how am I managing all this, because to be honest, I don't know. I'm kind of winging it, and I know that's not the right way to do it, but like I said, if I have to, I'll just go right back into a full-time job, part-time job. People have bets on whether or not I'm going to come back full-time or even as a consultant. I'm trying not to get back into the corporate world, because that'll slam the door shut on everything, and that would just be the focus of making money. So I'd have to put 6 months aside or whatever. So there are options out there. So it's good to have that, you know, those kind of options as a fallback, that kind of comes, you know, sorry about the lighting, it's really bad with the glare, but that kind of comes with the confidence. It's not just self-confidence, it's the confidence of knowing that I do have fallback options, I do have skills that I can use going forward, but at the same time I have a lifestyle that's really tugging at me, and I want to try to make that work. So it's a balancing act for sure. But like I said, you know, leave your comments, and you know, it's not saying all that stuff. It's not a sympathy thing. I don't expect anybody to sympathize with what I'm doing. You know, it's the way that it is. So I'm not looking for anybody to help me out where I'm not going to help myself. That's just not the type of person I am. And that also helps, because I know, like I said, it comes down to me, and I'm confident that I can do it. So I'm going to do it. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. But I'm going to put this out there as a rambling update, kind of like one of my MR reviews, because that's pretty much all I'm doing. But it is more of an insight as to, you know, what it's like now that I'm back home, and it's not just sitting around or thinking about overlanding. There is a lot that goes into this. There's a lot that I need to do, and it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, but it's somewhat enjoyable. It's an experience, it's an adventure, and if I fall on my face, it's still going to be kind of a funny story in the future. Anyway, I am at my girlfriend's place, and there's the pile of wood. It's a lot, so I'll show that to you in a little bit. But now I'm going to go in and see what she's up to. Real quick, since she just got it back, this is my girlfriend's Jeep. I'll probably do maybe a review of this sometime in the future. She's got the new front bumper, 33-inch tires, side steps which are already peeling after a year or two. So some things we got to work on, but she's super happy with it. I'm liking the way it's turning out. It's nice looking 2004, I think it is, TJ. But she's super excited to turn this into an overland rig, like Super Wheelie Overland, our friend. And we're going to go to Nova Scotia in both these Jeeps in the future. Here is all the wood that I need to cut. It's got ivy growing up around it. Hopefully there's no poison in there, but probably. That is 12 feet long, 5 to 6 feet high, and 4 feet wide, so quite a bit of wood to cut. And this guy here, he is my helper outside. So he is a 3-legged inside cat that loves to be outside. So we actually have him on a, can't really see it in the camera, but I think it's about a 40-foot leash, and I just move it around as he wants to move around, and then when he's done he'll go back inside. But really cool cat, doesn't mind being on the leash. That's kind of how we trained him since he wanted to come outside, and keeps me company. That is some really ugly wood to cut by hand, but it needs to be done. So it's a start. Didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I was working on some pretty difficult wood, and I did do some of that over there as well, which isn't stacked nice because that's going to get burned really quick. I'm not going to worry about that. But as you can see, got a fire going in the fireplace. You can sort of see the smoke there. Just started it, and now it's time to go in, eat, and chill out for a while.